Rabbits are gentle and loving creatures in the best of situations. Their amiable disposition, however, is on a full show only when they are completely at ease and safe in their surroundings. If your rabbit feels threatened, he or she is likely to bite, scratch, and flee anything or whoever has upset them. Has been your bunny biting you? If so, you are well aware that it is an extremely painful experience. That is why we created this tutorial to explain why rabbits bite, how to treat a rabbit bite, and what you can do to prevent rabbits from biting you again. By the conclusion of this movie, you'll have a decent understanding of how to deal with this annoying rabbit habit. The difference between biting and nipping. Rabbits bite, and they nip. Nipping is a gesture primarily used for communication by rabbits. Nips are not intended to create any significant amount of pain. To you, they may feel more or less like a pinch. Nips do not normally draw blood. Rabbits often nip one another to convey dominance, mild displeasure, or minor annoyance. Biting is a more forceful gesture that occurs when a rabbit opens his teeth wide and clamps down on a person or animal. The bite will leave two marks that are roughly an inch apart from one another. Bites typically break through the skin and may draw blood. Bites can occur for an assortment of reasons, such as when the rabbit feels frightened or threatened or is trying to protect himself or his environment. Non-aggressive reasons rabbits bite. Biting can occur for a variety of reasons, and most of those reasons are not the result of aggression. It is normal for a rabbit to bite his partner on the back of the neck during mating, for instance. Biting during mating is not an aggressive gesture. Rabbits use their teeth as a means of holding on to their mates during mating. Young rabbits may attempt to mate humans, other pets or inanimate objects. If this occurs, your rabbit may bite whatever he is attempting to mount as a way of improving his grip. Rabbits can also bite due to poor eyesight. If something smells like food, your rabbit may assume that the item is food and bite down on it. Some rabbits bite or nibble because they are curious about the items around them and are attempting to figure out what those items may be. Others may bite when they become nervous or afraid. Aggressive biting. Aggressive biting can be a problem for a rabbit owner. Aggressive biting is likely to occur when a rabbit is feeling territorial, possessive or protective. Some rabbits may bite if they do not want the items within their cage disturbed or because they feel threatened by a newcomer. Biting and fighting may occur when you are introducing two rabbits to one another or among rabbits who are sharing the same resources. Rabbits who have not been spayed or neutered may be more territorial than those who have been fixed. You can correct the most aggressive behavior with time, patience, and proper handling. Why rabbits bite? Rabbit biting is an emotionally driven behavior. The four most common emotions that lead a rabbit to bite are: neediness. All rabbits require a steady supply of emotional connection and playful stimulation. If you're not paying enough attention to your rabbit or they don't have enough toys, they may choose to nibble at you to get your attention. Anxiety. Younger rabbits are especially prone to nervous biting and chewing. When they're feeling stressed, most rabbits will chew, nibble, and bite at anything that's near, including you. Fear. When fearing for their health and safety, rabbits will sometimes lash out with scratches and bites. This is particularly common if you or your child are trying to pick your rabbit up too often or too quickly. Anger. Hormones can play a large part in rabbits' displays of aggression. If your rabbit has not been spayed or neutered, it is more likely to display its aggression by biting and clawing. Get your rabbit to let go. Some rabbits will clamp their jaws when they bite and refuse to let go. They don't bite like this every time, but it's most common when rabbits attack out of territorial instincts. In these cases, you need to convince your rabbit to let go of you before you can treat the bite wound. Try to avoid hitting your rabbit or pulling them off since they can injure the rabbit or cause the bite wound to become more serious. The best thing to do in this situation is to try to hold as still as possible and distract your rabbit with something else. For example, if your rabbit has clamped onto your leg, take a jacket off and try dangling it around to get your rabbit to let go and go after the jacket instead. Really, any object can work. The motion of something on your rabbit's periphery will usually be enough to distract them. Restrain your rabbit in a safe space. If your rabbit is still chasing you after they bite you, find a way to put a barrier between you and the rabbit. Typically, this will mean trying to get the rabbit back into their enclosure while you take the time to clean the bite wound and assess the situation. However, if you cannot get your rabbit back into the enclosure, or your rabbit is free to roam, any kind of barrier is good enough. You could leave the room and shut the door behind you, get a laundry basket on top of your rabbit, or even throw a blanket over them to prevent them from chasing you. You can pick up the rabbit with the blanket to protect yourself while you put them back into the enclosure. Put pressure on the wound to make it stop bleeding. Now that you are safely away from your rabbit, it's time to take care of the bite wound. Rabbits have strong jaws, so their long teeth can puncture deeply into the skin. Use a clean cloth to put pressure on the wound and try to stem the bleeding. This may take a few minutes, but unless your rabbit bit you in an area that tends to bleed a lot, it should stop bleeding fairly quickly. During this time, you also want to determine how bad the bite wound is. Most rabbit bites are not severe because rabbits are herbivores. Their teeth are meant for slicing vegetation, so they cannot do so much damage when they attack other animals or people. However, if your rabbit managed to bite into a vital artery or if their bite went down to the bone, you may want to seek professional medical attention. Clean your wound. If the bite wound is not serious, you want to take the time to clean it out with basic first aid. Use running water from the faucet or a clean, damp cloth to wash the wound with soap and water. This will help to prevent bacteria from entering the open wound and causing an infection. After you've cleaned the bite wound, simply apply an antibacterial cream, such as Neosporin, and cover it with a bandage. You may want to change the bandage every couple of days and reapply the antibacterial cream. Most of the time, even deep rabbit bite wounds will completely heal within a couple of weeks. Determine why your rabbit attacked you. Now that you have the bite wound taken care of, you need to deal with your rabbit. By this time, your rabbit may have calmed down a little, making them easier to handle. If you are afraid to approach your rabbit, change into thick clothing, including boots and thick work gloves. Check your rabbit to ensure they are uninjured. If you can, pet your rabbit to help them calm down and check their skin for any cuts. If your rabbit is unharmed, keep them in a safe place for a while longer while you try to figure out what caused their aggressive behavior. Prevent rabbit bites in the future. Once you determine the cause of your rabbit's aggressive behavior, you'll want to take some precautions to prevent rabbit bites in the future. The prevention steps you take will depend entirely on your rabbit and the reason they bit you in the first place. You don't need to take every single action on this list, just the ones that are useful to your situation. Despite how this article may make it seem, rabbit bites are actually pretty uncommon. I've worked with dozens of rabbits at the animal shelter over the past few years, and I've only been bitten 3 times. Rabbits are much more likely to run away or try to swat at you with their claws than they are to try to bite you. That being said, every rabbit has their own personality. Some will be more likely to bite than others. Rabbit bites are not dangerous. While it is theoretically possible for a rabbit bite to get infected, this is very uncommon, especially if you've taken the time to wash the rabbit bite. If you have a very serious rabbit bite that punctures deep, this can potentially cause tetanus. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.